Gravity was stronger than what any of us ever anticipated. Gravity's been building up for eons of time. It's been solidifying. It's been holding things in. And so many of you, you truly want to break out. You truly want to open up. Really look into your energies. It's like, some of you, yes, you're a little nervous about, are you ready for it? But there's that bigger voice within you saying, hell yeah, bring it on right now. What's holding it back? Gravity. Well, that's good, because that's an easier one to handle than some great big emotional issues or lack of worthiness or anything like that. Gravity, we can handle. That's not a big deal. We're going to do it today. With your help, we're going to break through this gravitational barrier. You got an issue in your life, whatever it happens to be, and you start thinking about it. And a lot of times our discussions here bring up these things, but you start thinking about it. Now it suddenly solidifies even more because of the gravity. So you have a bad relationship and you really want to get out. But of course, the human things come in. What am I going to do? How am I going to survive? You're afraid of breaking up some old things. And the more you think about it, the heavier the gravity gets. You start thinking, well, I'm going to allow myself to be a master, and I'm going to transcend all this. And you start feeling the expansiveness and the opening up and the relief, and all of a sudden, boom, gravity grabs you right by the short ones and pulls you right back in. Then you feel defeated. What am I going to do? What's the answer? What are the solutions? The mind is a great big magnet. It's for this gravitational effect, and it's not just gravity, it's electromagnetics and a number of other things all condensed together. It's really hard to break through that. And I'll come to my point on this. Thank you for sharing. I'll come to my point is probably the biggest issue that I see with Shaumbra, aside from drinking too much water, the biggest issue is, when am I going to break through? When is this going to occur? I can feel it. I know it's there. But how can I break through to these next levels that we've been talking about, the levels of magic, the level of grace and ease? And it's like, you're right there. You know it's there. And you're like, okay, I know it's going to happen tomorrow. And then it doesn't. And I know I'm going to realize my realization. I'm going to really understand my light, my energy. And it's just this frustrating thing where it's just not happening, just not breaking through. Physicists are just starting to talk about it, starting to realize there is another force, another side of gravity. They call it dark matter. I don't like the name at all because it's not dark. It just means they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And it's not matter at all. It's not solid. It's not mass. This has always been, it's the other side of gravity. Always been, but it's been forgotten. We've been talking about it in Kihak and some of the workshops, and I finally said, we've got to give it a different name. And I recently titled it Aerotheon. It's Aerotheon. Aero meaning air or atmosphere or openness. Theon, basically loose interpretation of the word spirit. So it's open and free spirit. And it's the other side of gravity. It's the part of gravity that opens things up, that transports you into other realms, that lifts you up. Whereas regular gravity, as you know it, brings you in. There is a natural flow. As much comes in, will also now be basically expanding, ascending, going into the other realms. And it creates a beautiful loop at a certain point. If you're aware of it and you're allowing it, it creates a loop. So it's a constant bringing together, coalescing, opening up, and expanding. So the other side is the Aerotheon, the openness. And I'd like to start with Shaumbra now, starting to use that, be aware of it, to Be aware of it. So you realize it's the and. You can be very condensed and focused here, and you can be very open. And it creates such a beautiful, it's almost like the infinity symbol. It's a very open, natural flow. So the question is that I've been pondering is, how do we do this? How do we do this? Do we do a lot of mirabs? And then it occurred to me, the answer was already there. It's been sitting there the whole time. It's so easy. And it's as simple as, and you might laugh, or Andy might laugh, music. Music. I thought to myself, that's it. Again, not just any music. It has to really be appropriate for you. And the best music would be that which is written and performed by Shambra, and not AI generated music, because that's gonna add to the gravity. And there's some beautiful music you may love, and I'm sure you've had the experience. You're just sitting there listening to some music and you feel transported. But what if we created with Shambra musicians created appropriate Arothian music? You just listen to it once in a while. You don't have to have a schedule. You don't have to work at it. It's just maybe you do a little breathing with it and allow.